Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking drugstore sunscreens, but more specifically, I'm going to be sharing with you my favourite drugstore sunscreens of 2021. This is kind of an update to a video I did last year where I shared some of my favourites, but so much has happened in the sunscreen industry since then. I think a lot of us are looking at the products we have and wondering whether we're actually getting the protection that's advertised on the bottle. Well, do not worry, I've got you covered, and I'm going to be sharing with you my favourite tried, tested, and verified sunscreens, but all of them with that gorgeous, affordable price point. There's going to be something for all skin types and tones, and also there's something for everyone no matter where in the world you are. So sit back, relax, and let's talk the best of drugstore sunscreens. Now, drugstore means different things to different people, but in this video I'm referring to that gorgeous, affordable price point. That affordability is what makes sunscreens amazing, because so often when I see people reaching for the bougie, the luxury sunscreens, I worry that they're not going to use the right amount to get the protection required, because they've constantly got that price point in their back of their mind. They're thinking, I spent so much on this product, I want to make it last. And so actually, I think the drugstore is where it's at when it comes to sunscreens, because we pay that low price point and we can slather it on our skin, knowing that we're getting that right level of protection. Like I said, I've got something for everyone here, and I've left links to all of these products below if you do want to explore them in more detail. I've listed some of the key retailers so you can get your hands on any of the products. Before we get into it, this video took a whole lot of research, so if you are enjoying the content, please consider giving it a thumbs up to support the channel. But that's enough for an intro. Let's cut the waffle and jump straight into those amazing, affordable drugstore sunscreens. And the first one I'm going to recommend is this. This is the Altruist face fluid in an SPF 50. They also do a large bottle for the body in an SPF 30. They do a hybrid sunscreen in a 50, and they also do an anti-redness one. I'll link them all below, but my favourite, my ride or die holy grail, is the face fluid. This comes in at £5 here in the UK. That is so ridiculously affordable for the amount of protection you get and just the quality of the formulation. Altruist as a brand have a fantastic ethos. Their real thought behind this is sunscreen is the most important step in our skincare routine, so it shouldn't actually be the most expensive like it sometimes can be. We should be offering amazing protection at really affordable prices, so it's accessible to everyone. I am so on board with that. I really love this product. It's available here in the UK and across Europe. In terms of shipping to, say, North America, I know the shipping price can be a little bit on the high side, so check the links below if you are interested in this, but it's definitely drugstore to its core here in Europe. This is formulated by dermatologists, and it's taken out quite a few of the nasties, so you shouldn't find it stings the eyes. I certainly didn't when I used this, which is often a complaint a lot of people have with chemical sunscreens. Also, when it comes to the PA rating, so there's two different things you look out for in sunscreens. The SPF, which protects you against burning, but also the PA or the UVA index, which protects you against UVA rays, which can damage the skin, cause premature aging, and both of these different types of rays can cause cellular damage. So really, you want something that's broad spectrum or has a high UVA protection, and this is one of the highest I've ever found. And considering the price point, you're just getting that double whammy of the SPF, anti-burn, and that really high broad spectrum that's just going to protect you against aging and cellular damage. So good, and I honestly cannot recommend this enough. Now, for those of you that kind of want to try a mineral version, so that's a hybrid sunscreen, and they also tend to focus on the chemical sunscreens in terms of Altruist. The one that I reach for in terms of mineral sunscreens is this. You've seen me reference this before on the channel. This is the Make Prem UV Defense Me Fluid. Now, it's not available in physical drugstores here in the UK. You have to buy it online, but it's still a really affordable price point. I paid £18 for this, and it's a huge bottle. When you use it on the face, I'd say it probably lasts you about 3 months. So you're thinking about that price point against the amount of product you're getting. This is a much smaller size. This huge. You can use it across the whole body, and I do. And I think it's really nice to have a mineral sunscreen that's in a large enough size that you can use it on the body if you want as well. This stunning. It's one of the few sunscreens that doesn't irritate my skin. So if you're someone that is prone to sensitivity and you find your sunscreens can cause that little irritation, that redness, this could be a really great option for you. 100% mineral based, so if you're looking for a mineral sunscreen, this is really great. The reason I love this is first of all, they advertise the percentage of the filters you're getting, so you know that you're getting the protection that's advertised. But beyond that, this is the only sunscreen I've ever used that has left me totally matte. My skin is an oil slick morning through evening, so where the Altruist I just mentioned will work for just about all skin types, this is definitely for the oily amongst us. If you have super acne prone oily skin and you dread using that sunscreen because it almost leaves a film or a layer on the skin, this is the one for you. Perfectly matte. It keeps you matte all day long, and honestly it feels like you're weightless. It feels like you're not wearing a sunscreen at all, which I absolutely love, and this is one of my ride or die holy grails. Now, a brand that I've recently rediscovered is Garnier. They announced they were going entirely cruelty free around 2 months ago, and this kind of opened it up to everyone, and I love to see it when brands make that change. And so I've kind of been looking at some of the Garnier products and really rediscovering them as a brand. Their replumping SPF 30 serum has been one of the best finds in the last 2 months for me. I love this product because A, you get a lot of product for the money that they're charging, which really gives it that drugstore label, but beyond that you get some fantastic ingredients that are beneficial for the skin beyond just the SPF. So you've got your hyaluronic acid, which is going to hydrate and plump the skin. You've got your vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, but also just brings back that hydration and can help just soften the skin. This is a really nice product that I find it does leave a slight dewiness to the skin, which makes it great if you have slightly drier skin, whereas the Make Prem I just referenced is dead matte, and so I wouldn't recommend it for people with dry skin types. This just works for all skin types, particularly those that do find some sunscreens a little bit drying. I've been using this on and off for the past 2 months, and I found it to be really great for the skin, and I think it's going to be a really great find for people who are looking for that minimum skincare routine. If you're one of those people that just likes to wash your face on a morning, put your sunscreen on and walk out the door, this is the product for you, because beyond just providing that protection, it's also got some skincare benefits as well. So it's kind of like an all-in-one serum and sunscreen at once. So if you're looking to cut down your routine, this could be a really great option. Now, the recommendations I've made today have been drugstore, but if you're still thinking maybe they're a little bit on the higher price point, maybe I want even cheaper, do not worry, I've got you covered. And there are 2 brands here in Europe that I would recommend. Both are available at Aldi or Lidl, which are big supermarkets here across the continent. And they are the Lacura and the Cien sunscreens. I'm grouping them together because whilst they are different brands available at different stores, they kind of have the very similar offering and they tend to match each other like for like. The Cien and Lacura brands have both released their testing data. They've been robustly tested here in Europe and they released that data, so you know that the protection that's advertised is what you're actually getting on the product. That's a huge tick in the box. And the price point. You can get a family-sized SPF 50 for £2.99. £2.99. That's literally like €3 or €4. It is ridiculously cheap, and you guys have been really raving about these sunscreens and recommending I try them. So I popped down to Lidl, which is the Cien brand, and tried theirs. And they're really good sunscreens. Okay, in this world, you do kind of get what you pay for, and so they're not the most elegant sunscreens you've ever tried. They leave a slight film on the skin, and I definitely think they're on the hydrating side, so if you have oily or potentially breakout prone skin, it might make you feel a little bit greasy by midday. If you've got dry skin, I think they're absolutely fantastic. But what I love about them is that price point. You can slather these on knowing that you're getting that locked-in protection and you're not paying a huge amount of money for it. These, I'd say, are more like beach sunscreens. If you want to keep the family protected and you don't really care if you're a little bit shiny, maybe you've got a bit of a white cast, who actually cares because you're on the beach living your best life, these are really great options. Or maybe you just want a super affordable day-to-day sunscreen and this is your price point that you can reach for, these will offer you that protection. I'm going to call out that all of them tend to have fragrant components in. None of them have artificial fragrance itself in, which is a good thing, but they do tend to have fragrant components in there, which can be irritating to some skin types. They often do have a small amount of alcohol in as well, which I don't mind in sunscreens because I do find it just makes them more easy to apply and makes them spread a little bit better. But if you have a sensitivity to alcohol, then obviously you're going to want to give these a pass. With those 2 caveats taken into account, I just think these are fantastic brands offering locked-in protection at such affordable price points. I don't think SPF should ever be a luxury, and I want to advertise these because I think they're a great option for people that just want that super affordable, easy to apply sunscreen that's going to protect the whole family and not break the bank. You know, you can throw this in your trolley as you're shopping for your groceries and know that you've got the family protected, so I'm a huge fan of that. They're not available outside of Europe, as I'm aware, but hopefully they will expand as a brand because I'd love to see this offering been available in more countries. Now, whilst the Cien and Lacura aren't available in, say, North America, do not worry, I haven't left you out, I've got you covered, and I want to really shout about the Australian Gold Botanical Tinted Sunscreen. This is an SPF 50 and is available at Ulta, but it also does stock in some other drugstores in the North America region. I love Australia Gold. Now, most of their sunscreens are tinted, not all of them, and you have to be careful because the tints obviously are specific to skin types. I want to call this out because this is perfect for people with darker, deeper, and richer skin tones. It can often be really hard to find a tinted SPF that actually works for the darker skin tones out there, and I think this one really will. Of course, you still have to match it to your skin type because, you know, when we talk about deeper skin tones, that's a whole spectrum, and, you know, this is going to work for a section of that spectrum. But I do find it's a really great option for people that do want a tinted sunscreen but with darker skin tones that won't leave that white cast or that ashiness. Australia Gold are a really great brand. Nothing to do with Australia. For so long I thought they were an Australian brand. They're actually a US based brand, but nothing to do with Australia. But they offer some really, really great products, and their botanical is really nice because it's infused with some extra botanics which just give that little bit of extra care to the skin, as well as providing that amazing locked-in protection. Sometimes, because of the regulations around sunscreens in the US, not all of the offerings I'm mentioning in this video are available to the US market. So it's nice that this one is alongside some of the other ones that I have mentioned. And I think this is one that will work really well for those with deeper, darker, and richer skin tones. But I would just check that tint. If you can, pop into Ulta or one of the other drugstores to try it before you buy it, just to make sure that the tint does actually match your skin tone. It'll help to offset any of the ashiness, the lavender hue that sometimes you can get with sunscreens. Now, we're coming into the home straight, and I've got a couple of extra honourable mentions I want to make, but do not drop this video just yet because there's some of these you're going to want to hear about because they're so good. One of my go-tos has been the Biore UV fluid, which just works so well on anyone that has oily or breakout prone skin. This has quite a high alcohol content, which means it glides onto the skin gorgeously. It disappears without a trace, and it's great if you have excess oil in the skin because that alcohol will be slightly drying, but will help keep you matte all day long. I personally wouldn't reach for this if you have drier skin types, but if you're struggling to find an SPF which works for your oily skin, this could be your holy grail. Now, there is some dispute around whether Biore are or are not cruelty free, so I reached out to them. They don't test any of their products on animals themselves. However, some people question whether they sell into the Chinese market. Biore have confirmed to me that they don't. They do have resellers, but they as a standalone brand do not sell into the Chinese market. But I would recommend, if you are looking for a cruelty free option, which all to date have been entirely cruelty free, do double check with the Biore just to satisfy your own purchasing, ethos before you then reach for this product. It's one that I have been really enjoying, and I think it works perfectly for people with oily or acne prone skin. I'm going to give a real shout out and an honourable mention to this, the Ordinary Mineral UV filters. They're SPF 30. Again, it's got that tried and tested basis, which I really like. And whilst it's not the most elegant product, look, you will get a white cast with it. And sometimes people say it can be a little bit hard to work it in. You've got to put that extra effort to working it into the skin. However, the reason I'm calling it out here is it's super affordable and it's accessible globally. So if you're one of those people that kind of doesn't know where to go or where to start with sunscreen, this could be a really great option because it's not going to break the bank. It's not the most elegant sunscreen in the world, but it does the job, has that guaranteed protection, and it's got some antioxidants in there to boot, so it's kind of like a double whammy. You will get a light white cast and you'll have to put that extra effort into working it into the skin, but for the price point, I just think it's a shame. It'd be a shame if I didn't call it out because of that amazing price point and its availability globally. I'm going to leave this video with a mention of the Inkey list, which you guys know I absolutely adore the Inkey list. I think they're a fantastic drugstore brand, super affordable, available internationally, and their mineral SPF is amazing. It's got a slight tint to it, so I will call this out as only working for people sort of my skin tone or slightly lighter. It will definitely work for you. For anyone else, I don't think this will be the product for you. However, if you want a mineral based sunscreen and you're the right skin tone that this tint will work with, this is a dream product. Super affordable. It works for most people in that it's not too hydrating, but it's also not too mattifying, so it kind of works for most skin types. And I just think it's a really great drugstore offering from one of my absolute favorite brands. Like I say, it won't work for every single skin tone, so you need to call that out, but it is a really beautiful product that I find works well on the skin and will give you that guaranteed locked-in protection. They advertise the percentage of the filters they're using, which is a huge tick in the box for me, because that can give us that confidence that the protection they're saying it's going going to give will actually be delivered. And overall, I've had some real success with this product. So there you have it, guys. My ultimate guide to drugstore sunscreens. I always say that the drugstore is where it's at when it comes to sunscreens, because I'd hate for people to feel that they have to spend so much that they underuse the product that they choose. All of these are beautifully affordable and accessible for people, so you can use them on the skin knowing that you're going to get great coverage, great protection, and you're not going to be breaking the bank. From the ridiculously low priced Cien, which comes in at like £2.50, through to some of the more expensive but high quality, and you get a lot of product such as the make Prem. There's something here for every budget and hopefully for every skin type. I'd love to know your recommendations, thoughts and feelings on any of these. So if you've got a cult holy grail sunscreen from the drugstore, share it below. If you want to know a little bit more about any of these products, check on the links below. And if you enjoy this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up to support the channel. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.